Oh guys, sorry. If you can see that little bit of makeup on my blouse, it's because I've literally touched my face and touched my top. I'm not changing. I like the shirt too much. Okay, welcome back everybody. This is going to be March's fashion news. If you haven't been here before, this is where I cover the fashion stories of the month that I'm really interested in. It would seem that actually a lot more is going on right now than I ever anticipated. Like when I was looking at what is kind of coming up and what's launching, there's actually a lot going on in the fashion sphere. I suppose it is coming up to spring and also spring collections are coming out, but still. So I like to whittle this down to the stories that I think you are going to be interested in and that I am interested in. I'm going to kick off with my favourite story of the month, and that is a collaboration between Bvlgari and America Transu. I'm not just saying this because I work very closely with Bvlgari. I am a Bvlgari accessories ambassador. Just putting that out there. It's not because of that. It's genuinely because I think this collaboration is stunning. Absolutely unbelievable. I actually shared a picture of one of the bags the other day on my stories, and I got so many messages from you guys and people I know being like, oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. Totally agree. The way that the handle has been designed on these new America Transu bags, it's almost like the tail of the snake flicks up into this really unique shape, but it would also seem that you can take off the top handle and just put on a long strap. It is stunning. It comes in a range of colours. There's a nude one that I have my eye on. I have been looking for the perfect beige coloured bag now for a little while. I realised that I didn't have a beige, like a very nudie beige coloured bag in my collection anymore, and so I've been looking for one, and I think this might be the bag of my dreams. So let's see if I can get hold of one. They seem to have flown out of the stores so far, but I will leave links down below if you do want to go have a little peek. They are amazing. Next up, the H&M and Simone Rocha collaboration has launched. I mentioned this in, I want to say January, but was it maybe February? Could have been February. The collaboration has just launched. I'll be honest, I've seen it everywhere. I was very kindly offered some pieces from the collection. As beautiful as the pieces were, they're just not really my vibe. They're very beautiful, flouncy, feminine dresses. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm just really into my suits and shirts and blouses right now in a big way. I know that I just bought that incredible Zimmermann dress, but apart from that, I'm really just into this more, I guess, androgynous meets modern feminine tailoring. I don't know. So I was very thankful, but at the same time, I don't want to take in products that I don't need. I have seen a number of influencers and celebrities wearing the collection, and it does absolutely look gorgeous. I know there has been some backlash regarding sizing of that range. Apparently Simone Rocha's collections are usually a lot more size inclusive, and the H&M collaboration has been bashed slightly for not being so inclusive. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on it too. I don't know if maybe that has been changed since I heard about it, and maybe some more sizes were included. It does seem a bit of a shame for the usual H&M customer that does usually find a good diverse amount of sizes in H&M, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. I'm gonna move this down so that my head blocks this sunshine, because I feel like you're gonna be blasted by sun otherwise, so I hope that's okay. The next story is quite an exciting one. This I heard a few days ago. Rebecca messaged me like, oh my gosh, have you heard the news about Hermes? So Hermes have just decided to launch their famous Victoria bag. Now I say famous, I didn't know there was a Victoria bag by Hermes. Apparently it's their travel bag. I've had a look now. It's a really lovely, very kind of iconic shaped travel bag called Victoria. And they are recreating it in a new, innovative mushroom leather. Apparently Hermes and a company called Myco Works have been working together to create this fabric, this material. It's made from threads and a structure of fungi, apparently, but then it goes through the tanneries and it's tanned in the same way that leather would be. So in effect, you're getting a vegan product with a very similar luxury effect of the other bags. I think it's an amazing, amazing step forward, especially for the most prestigious luxury bag brand and leather brand to actually make a statement in moving towards a sustainable vegan alternative. I think it's a huge step. I think it's a big statement as well for the industry, and I am here for it. I am so here for it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're an Hermes collector, what do you think about this? Is it something that you would want to invest in? Are you more interested now in Hermes maybe that they have this alternative? I am just looking forward to the day when they bring out a Birkin or a Kelly in this mushroom leather, just to see, well, not, I say leather, this mushroom fabric, just to see the excitement. In honesty, I would buy one. If I could get my hands on a mushroom material Hermes Birkin, I would absolutely buy it. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on it too. One really sad story actually this month, bearing in mind that I mentioned in the February news about the Ralph and Russo show being postponed and not going ahead for Couture Week. It turns out that in fact Ralph and Russo last week announced that they'd gone into administration. It's just such a strange time right now with COVID and no events going on. There are no occasions of which anyone needs to dress in fantastic ball gowns, and Ralph and Russo were the leaders in luxury, impeccable couture pieces that someone would wear for a one-off occasion and just steal the show. And it's just such a shame that this beautiful fashion house has now had to close its doors. I was eager to see what the two owners do next. They had such a vision for this brand and it was just beautiful. I went to a number of their shows. I know that Larry, my hairstylist, Larry King, he did the hair for a number of the shows and they were just gorgeous. So it's just such a shame that the way the industry is right now because of the pandemic, that it's making these beautiful fashion houses shut their doors. It is just such a shame. But I just wish all the best to those two designers and I hope that they come back soon with something just as impeccable. Okay, this story might show my age a little bit. I mean, I'm only 31, and I'm also a Justin Bieber fan, to be fair. I'm not like a believer. I really enjoy Justin's music. It's great when I'm on the bike. It's great when I'm washing up and I want some like upbeat music. It's great when I want to go out and have a dance. Love it. He makes great music. But I didn't realise that Justin Bieber had not only launched one collaboration with Crocs, he's just launched his second collaboration with Crocs, in collaboration with Justin Bieber and his fashion house, Drew House. Again, I didn't know that Justin Bieber had his own fashion house. So I have learned a lot during the research of this particular story. So the first collaboration obviously sold out immediately. Second collaboration also sold out immediately. But the difference with this one is that they also had socks. Crocs and socks. Crocs. I'll be completely honest here and you're welcome to discuss or tell me differently. I really dislike Crocs as a form of footwear. I'm very open when it comes to fashion and people wearing what they like, but I can't see the adoration of them. The way they blew up and they've got standalone stores and each time I walk past a Crocs store it's always full of people buying Crocs. Like, I understand they're meant to be comfy, and apparently for people like nurses and whatnot who are allowed to wear Crocs, I get it, super comfy for all day, great. But for anyone else, just in my opinion, I don't love them. I don't love them whatsoever. So it's quite an interesting one that Justin Bieber, who I see as quite a modern, very kind of streetwear, very cool dressing kind of guy, is into Crocs. But maybe he is. I mean, good on him. So it's sold out once again. They're apparently like a lavender colour. They came with socks from Drew House and they had these, what they call gibbets, something, the little emblems that you stick into the holes of the Crocs. It's an interesting one, but it's news nonetheless. Next up is all about Superdry. I thought this was a nice one to throw in because I feel it's always nice to think good of the world and the industry sometimes. So Superdry apparently announced that by 2030 they would produce all of their cotton garments in organic cotton. They apparently very recently in the last week or so have moved that date forward 5 years, and they reckon that by 2025 they will have all of their pure cotton garments made in organic cotton. Again, it's just nice to see these news stories and brands that really just care about the environment. And honestly, if you haven't seen already, Superdry has just recently undergone a really big refresh, rebrand. Alex has recently got a number of their pieces of clothing and they are so great. The super dry of 10 years ago, well, 5-10 years ago, I feel it has kind of come and gone. That kind of very dad-like. It just got a bit like for the dads who want to dress down and feel comfy. It kind of moved in that direction. Anyway, I don't know if you've noticed, they've completely rebranded. They have started to launch a lot of vegan products and sustainable products. They have this new line, Cult Studios. I've already mentioned it in a recent news piece. And I'm really impressed. Honestly, these pieces that Alex has been wearing are absolutely gorgeous. Like, totally his style, beautiful quality. So yeah, super impressed. Definitely have a little peek if you haven't already. But good on Superdry for setting some targets and bringing them forward. I love this kind of energy. Okay, next up, it's kind of a bit of a double story. For any of you guys who love your sneakers, any sneakerheads out there, you may know already, probably do if you're into it, but Kim Jones of Dior and Fendi, later on that, has just launched a collaboration with Nike. An Air Max 95 Nike trainer with his own spin on it. Looks really cool. If you're into sneakers, you probably will really quite like this. Now, I know that Nike does a lot of collaborations. I feel it's quite cool that they're working just with a designer rather than a celeb or a sports star. It's kind of nice to see, and Kim Jones could not be more perfect for this, seeing as. Second part of the story, he is just killing it right now. I feel like Kim Jones is the hottest menswear designer out there right now. Not only has he created some incredible new pieces for Dior and totally kind of changed the vibe of the Dior menswear, he has also taken over Fendi women's wear. And his recent collections have just looked absolutely incredible. And I mean, it's such big shoes to step into. With the passing of Karl Lagerfeld, for Kim Jones to kind of walk into that spot is a huge ask and a lot of pressure, and I feel like he's just absolutely nailing it right now. So congrats to Kim Jones for not only being the most sought after designer right now, but also working with Nike on this really cool new collab. Continuing with the sporty vibe, Adidas and Peloton have just announced their collaboration together too. As much as this to me feels like two kind of sportswear brands coming together, a little bit like if Lululemon created a collaboration with Sweaty Betty, if you get what I'm saying. As much as Peloton is an app and a bike, it's also very much about the sportswear aesthetic, and they're collaborating with one of the biggest sportswear brands in the world. But I kind of like it. I like that, you know, two big brands coming together to form a really nice clothing collaboration. Why not? It's just launched. I love the fact I was just looking through the pictures and my favorite Peloton instructor Cody is on there looking fabulous in his Peloton Adidas pieces. Looks really cool. I don't know if it's already sold out or not, but there's a couple of cute little pieces from what I can see here. Adidas by Peloton. Sorry, I hadn't watched that film before. That film shows a lot more pieces than I'd seen on images. Really nice. Really cute little peach hoodie number. Really nice like cycling shorts. It's a good point actually. I don't own any cycling shorts. This could be the time. Okay, the next one is actually not necessarily March news. It was January news, but I don't think that I talked about it back in January, but I think it's more of a discussion piece and I'd really love to chat with you guys in the comments about this one. So in January, Bottega Veneta decided to completely remove itself from social media. As such a huge fashion house, it is such an interesting move. Again, it's such a nice one to discuss. I know that me and Kyle, my friend Kyle Galvin, I mention him often, we chat almost daily, and it's usually about news or something that's happening in the industry, and we're always chatting about something that's going on. And I remember him coming to me and talking about this, and we were both saying what an interesting move it is, and we were both discussing, is this going to be good for them, is this not going to be good for them? So I'd love your opinions. On one side, it almost brings an air of exclusivity back to the brand. A feeling of, if you want to find out more about this brand, you have to look at their actual website, or you may see advertisements back in the traditional modes of media, including magazine advertisements. I can't imagine Bottega doing many other things other than say a Vogue advert, to be honest. But by withdrawing themselves from social media, they are almost creating this mystery about them. They are almost like privatizing themselves. It almost gives them this very exclusivity bubble. And in a way, it kind of pulls back from this democratization of fashion that we've seen in recent years, where more and more people outside of the fashion inner circles were allowed to start seeing and viewing what actually went on at the shows, and, you know, live streams became a thing. A normal person who isn't interested technically in fashion could finally start to see within these golden gates of the fashion houses. And this almost withdraws that back again into, no, we don't want to show you our latest releases, we don't want to show you our latest collections. We want to keep that information for our select media outlets, perhaps. On one hand, I kind of get it. On the other hand, I feel it's a bit of a shame. I think that Instagram and social media is a great place for people to find brands, to fall in love with new styles, and to find more information. Many times I've seen an influencer or a celebrity wearing a particular style, and I will go to that brand's page and find out more about them, get a feel for their aesthetic and their brand image before I make a judgment on whether I think this brand is worth it for me or not. And without having that platform or page that says, this is the Bottega brand, this is the kind of aesthetic you can imagine from our brand, the average person might not know what it is that they're buying or buying into. That's just one thought on it. So whilst I quite admire this, apparently Daniel Lee, the creative director at Bottega, has never had an Instagram profile, and therefore he obviously is in the thinking point of, well, social media has never really been part of my life, I don't think it needs to be part of the brand's life, and I kind of get that. I really do respect the decision, but at the same time, it'll be interesting to see whether taking the brand off of social media is going to affect its brand image in the long term, or alternatively, it will affect the brand image in a different way, and it will become more exclusive feeling, maybe a bit cooler. Maybe it's the cool thing to do is to not be on social media anymore. Maybe in 5 years it's like, you have an Instagram, ew. I mean, God, I really flipping hope not, or else I'm out of a job, but you know what I'm saying. But I would love to discuss it with you. Do you think that brands in this day and age need an Instagram profile? If not, what do you think they need to be doing instead to market their products? Do they need to market their products anymore? Who knows? Maybe Bottega realise that they have such a huge market anyway that they don't feel they need that extra awareness. Who knows? Really interesting thought point though. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay, I'm gonna end it there, guys. I'll be honest, I'm not too sure how many different stories I've spoken through, but those are the ones that really quite interested me this month. Like I said, let's get chatting in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything and anything I've talked about here. Or if there's anything that I've missed that you wanted me to talk about, let me know down below. Maybe I can include it in the next round of news in April. If you're enjoying the fashion news, please do like this video. I don't think I've asked you to like a video in about 3 years, so if you do like it, please do like the video. I would just really love to see the ratio of views to likes on this video, because obviously this is very niche. Not everyone's going to want to know about the fashion news, but those of you that do watch these videos seem to give me the best feedback. You seem to really enjoy them. So I'd just love to get a vibe. If you are enjoying it, please do press the like button. I'll keep doing them if so, because in honesty, I really enjoy them. So whilst they're not going to get the views that my vlogs do, I actually really enjoy making these videos and researching all the different news stories and finding out what's going on in the industry, because that's what I'm really excited about. So let me know, give me a like. And of course, if you're brand new, you've never seen me before, I would love to have you as a subscriber, so please do hit the little subscribe button. It would be great to have you back. And I guess that's where we're going to wrap up today's news. Thank you for being here. I'll see you all soon, and take care.